Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're snowshoeing today. Headed into a place known as Salmon Hole. And up along the side of this beautiful river. This is what we know as the old trestle. The river coming from New Harbour Pond goes out into the saltwater pond and then to the harbour. Just moments ago we had a skidoo going in this way. He doesn't mind the wet snow. Usually snow of this nature is very wet and clammy. Usually when we get the snow like this, it gets stuck in the track of the skidoo and can put a lot of extra strain on the belt and the engine and so on. But this guy was aching to get it out, I guess, and we don't get to use our skidoos in this area very often anymore. We're going to go down on this little side trail here, just have a peek at the river. Didn't really need the snowshoes on for this amount of snow today. I could have just worn a pair of snow boots, but I wasn't sure how much snow I'd encounter. See a bit of ice on the rocks just down there. How nice is this? Let's go back and continue up the main trail there. And see what it's like right up in Salmon Hole. I guess this little trail will probably only be about a kilometer, maybe a kilometer and a half in and out. But for anybody who's used snowshoes before, especially in clammy snow, you know that that's not bad for starting off. Snowshoes can give you a good workout in a short time. Clammy snow tends to cling on to the bottom and make the snowshoes 10, 12 pounds each. Oh, there's the dogs in the skidoo now. How you doing, puppy? How you doing? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, puppy. Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, are you friendly? Are you friendly? Hey. All excited now, are you? It's okay, puppy. There you go. This little place here is Salmon Hole. Deep enough for swimming in the summertime. We only had a trickle of water here this past summer. It's good to see the water level high again. Very nice flow of water here now. This time of year, it is hard to find a place to sit down where you're not going to get your bottom wet. So a little tiny pad like this comes in real handy. Right there. And normally, by this time I would have my snowshoes off and they'd be stuck up in the snow over to one side. But with all this wet snow, it is difficult to find a dry place. So I'm actually in a little bit of a stream coming down here. This is the drier area where there's a few rocks. This is where I've decided I'm going to perch my feet, but I'm keeping the snowshoes on. With the snowshoes on, my feet are a little bit up out of the water. I've got waterproof shoes on anyway, so we're good. The last video you saw, we didn't have our snow on the ground. We weren't really dressed, hardly this warm. And it wasn't just a couple days after Christmas. Here we are on the 27th of December, 2025. We do have snow, only because it came yesterday. And within the next couple of days, it'll likely be gone again. You know, it's hard to believe. 2025 is almost gone. Another year. I spoke back a few months ago about how fast time goes. Though the summer this year seemed like it was long to me. I think it's because we had nice weather from an earlier start to a later end of our summer. But now looking back over the year, it seems like it went so fast. This is always a difficult time of the year to get the videos together. Between snowstorms, rainstorms, wind, we've had some crazy weather. And you always want it a bit civil when you're out on the go, especially if you're going to boil the kettle and that. What we have right now is like the quiet after two storms from the past 2 days. But as usual, it went from about -6, -7 Celsius up to about 4 degrees Celsius where it is now. Quite a bit above zero. I wouldn't be surprised if we have rain in the next day or so. No, I'm just sitting here, taking in the beauty, listening. We don't have any wind at all right now. The rapids in the river there are rumbling a bit, but I don't even hear a bird. Not a single bird. Usually you'll hear a few squirrels chirping somewhere. Not today. This almost feels like a quiet before the storm again. In 2026, we're hoping to shake things up a little bit. We're hoping to explore some new areas. We're going to be using our sailboat as well as motorcycle and other modes of transportation to get to new places to hike and explore. You never know. We may even get to explore some new land someplace. So as we move through the winter and into the spring, our videos will become a little bit sporadic. We've got a few other projects on the go. So even though we don't get our hike every week, we are going to be busy. But watch in the new year for some new stuff. We've got some new equipment on the go, and we're hoping to get to some new and exciting places. So, looks like our water has started to boil. We've got our cup already here, tea bag. Peek inside, looks good. Looks good. See how hot this is on the fingers today. Oh, not bad. Well, it is a little bit hot though. It is a bit hot. All right. This is going to be one of those two-handed jobs that requires a stick or something. Maybe my spoon. Oh, here we go. This will work. Whoop, there we go. And we'll just shut off that one there. Park this one back on top there for now. I did that wrong, didn't I? I know what you guys are thinking. Tea bag was supposed to be in the kettle, not in the cup. I'm going to park it right there for now, and I'll put it in the bag after to take home. Don't like leaving anything like that out on the trail. If you guys got some other ideas for hiking videos or hitting the trail, leave them in the comments below. Also, this is a good time to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. By doing that, you'll be notified when new videos come up. I hear lots of times people say, I didn't see your new video yet. You didn't ring that bell. When I post a new video, that bell indicates that you'll be notified. So click the bell and subscribe to the channel. That'll help to keep us going in the future. Well, I'm hoping soon we're going to get the opportunity to get in on the trail someplace and have an actual boil up. The old tin can and an open fire. And with that in mind, I've got to remember that in the future, for the next couple of months, I need to take a couple buns or bread or something with me on the hikes. Today is very unusual. There are no little critters around. I haven't heard any. But if I had a little campfire going now, I guarantee you the gray jays and the blue jays would be around. They'd be looking for their snack. In most cases, the gray jays are so tame here that they'll come down and take the bread right out of your hand. It's beautiful. Sitting down among the snow like this, listening to the river, takes me back many years. When I was younger, I'd be in this environment when we were cutting a bit of wood. When I was a teenager, we used to go in the woods with the skidoo and the sleds. And firewood is what we'd heat the home with in most cases. We would have a wood oil furnace. So we'd be burning wood most of the winter in one side of the furnace. But if we ran short on wood, then we'd have the oil on the other end of the furnace to back it up. Oil has gotten very expensive now. Most people are getting rid of their oil furnaces. The few that have wood oil furnaces are keeping them for the purpose of the wood. But even getting a bit of wood is not like it used to be. When I was a teenager, we'd go in the woods and we'd cut our wood. We'd limb out the sticks and stand them up. And we'd let them dry for a year, or at least a few months. And then we'd go in with the sled and the skidoo, or in a lot of cases it was a four-wheeler or quad runner or a trike back in those days, and we'd be hauling out our wood. And a pickup load of wood would go for about $45 or $50. You're lucky to get that now for a couple hundred. And then it's usually partly rotted. It's not a big load like we used to have. We used to fill the old pickup truck right to the top of the cab, round it right off. You know, even as a kid, we used to work hard back then to get a bit of wood, but it was just the thing to do. It was something that had to be done. So most times when our father would be in the woods, we'd be in there too. And when we got old enough, myself and my brother, we'd go in, take the old pickup truck and cut a couple loads of wood to sell, try to get a bit of money. Wow, those were good times though. Back in those days, we used to see it as hard work, tearing up your shoulders, hard on the back. I'd love to be at that again. I wouldn't be able to do much like I could back then, but just to be in at it. I picked up the chainsaw the other day, went and we got a Christmas tree. After I got home and I took the branches off the bottom of that tree, there was a few sticks of wood that I had hauled down from the woods behind my house. I sawed them up. It only took about 10 to 15 minutes and my back was killing me. My neck was sore. I was huffing and puffing. But boy, did it feel good. It's good when you can get at some real, true work like that. Good for the heart and soul. And it's good for the body. The body just doesn't know it initially. Well, I'm going to finish up my tea now. I'll take you guys for a little look around here before we go, and then we'll head back out the road. I do want to say I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, and that you have a Happy New Year, with 2026 bringing lots of love and prosperity and good health, happiness, and peace for everyone. Alright, we'll just wash out our cup here with a little bit of snow. Wash off our spoon here. Everything nice and clean for next time. There we go. And back in the bag it goes. And we'll fold up our little custom seat there. That all tucked back inside. So. Then we'll do a little walkabout before we head out. Looks like the dogs earlier were right down to the shoreline here. And you can't really see it here now with all this snow, but this is one big sheet of cliff. You can see it underwater here as it goes out. It probably goes down to about 6 or 7 feet out in the middle. Plenty of water for swimming. That same piece of cliff comes right up here. What a beautiful place, eh? There's people who will pay hundreds of dollars to get a view like this, and we have it right here in our backyard. Looking down the river, I can see a little bit of a haze in the air. The warm temperatures are starting to cool off for the night. And with all this wet snow down, we're starting to get a little bit of fog. Let's go pick up our bag and we'll head back out the road. So we can see here where the guy on Skidoo earlier there, he turned around and headed back out. He spun his track a bit down there trying to back up. I half expected he was going to get stuck. The snow is so clammy and heavy. That was Michael. Actually, he's building a house just down the road here. He was out for a little ride. He's used to going skidooing out in central Newfoundland. Saw this bit of snow and thought it would be good for a skidoo run here. I think he's starting to realize now that you don't get the same kind of snow here. Skidooing can't be done as easily as it can in other parts of the island. We get wet snow, rain, slush, and nothing freezes up underneath. The air is after getting so damp there now that even the camera is steaming up a bit. See if we can get a day now the winter when we can get our larger snowshoes on and get some good fluffy snow. Get up through the woods someplace for a proper boil up. Get a few sticks on the go and build a little fire. And we use the old apple juice can. That's what we always used years ago. I think it was probably a 1 liter steel can that apple juice would come in. And we'd cut the top off, put a little piece of wire on it for a handle. That would allow us to hook it onto a stick, hang it over the fire. Be nice to get a boil up like that on the go again. Maybe have a lunch with it. See what kind of weather this winter has in store for us. It's all about Mother Nature. You can see here we're just walking in slush. The snow has completely gone to water underneath. Okay, we're back down by the bridge in what we used to call the old trestle. As we've done many times before, we walked on the railway bed. Well, that's what this was at one time. The railway went through here. Just down right there, the river will come to an end. And there's a saltwater pond there, which then feeds into the harbor. You can see up this way some of the old concrete from the railway track that used to go through there. That was the old trestles, we called it. It's only been a few years ago that the nice bridge was built across here for people to walk on. I guarantee you we didn't have this much water flowing here this past summer. Now, where did we have our boil up? We were up the river that way. I remember when I was a kid, we'd come down here on our paddle bikes, and in the summertime when there's less water on the go, you could hop from rock to rock all the way up through there. That was fun. Now remember what I was saying. I've said it in past videos too. Watch over each other. Look after your fellow neighbor. See if we can't get some peace on earth again. But until next time, you take care of yourself. Stay safe. We'll see you again.